I need a lot of followers to make money. I need years of experience to charge $10,000 for branding projects. I need to live in a big city to book high-ticket clients. These are all myths we've heard from graphic designers struggling to scale their business.
You've probably believed at least one of these yourself because on the surface they sound true. These are some of these same things that we were told when we were just starting out. That success only comes from a certain number of followers, years in business, or zip code. But those beliefs quietly keep you small. After hundreds of designers inside DBA University, we've helped consistently hit 5K, 10K, 15K, and even 30K months. We've realized that scaling isn't about experience or algorithms. It's about mindset, positioning, and clarity. So today, we're going to break down 6 myths that might be holding you back from the success you deserve and replace them with truth that actually gets you results. So let's get into it.
Myth 1, you need to be in a good location. I constantly hear designers saying that there's no high-paying clients in my area, or I need to live in a city in order to book big projects, and they just keep going with the excuses about why they can't get high-paying clients where they live. And the reality is, this is just a completely false belief. I live in the country with terrible Wi-Fi and have had a $30,000 month. In fact, I went from $75 logos to now booking $10,000 plus projects, all while living in a I can't even say the word, rural area. You know, the kind where there's just cows outside your window, not really a lot of people. Here's the thing, the internet has made location completely irrelevant for how you book clients. Some of our most successful design students are living in places just like me, booking high-paying clients, because these high-paying clients don't care about your zip code. They care about the transformation that you're going to bring to their business. And here's another side note. You don't know the depths of somebody else's pockets. A lot of times with this myth, I also see an internal block in regards to thinking out of other people's pockets. Designers really love to think out of their own pockets, and so if they can't afford a $5,000 plus project, they naturally assume that nobody around them can afford that. But the reality is, you don't know what other business owners are making. I've met people doing 6 figures, multi-6 figures right here in my rural town. So you never really know who you're actually living right next to. Don't assume there aren't opportunities at your fingertips before you even give people a chance to potentially work with you and find out more about your services.
Myth number 2 is that you need a lot of followers to make money. Well, I'm proof of that because Kinsey and I have made dollar for dollar the exact same amount of money, and she has a heck of a lot more followers than I do. Social media has convinced everyone that follower count equals income potential. You see designers obsessing over hitting 1K, 5K, 10K followers before they even pitch a high ticket design client. But the truth is, followers don't equal clients. Connection does. There are designers out there staying on 500 followers, consistently making 10K months as being a designer because they understand who they're talking to and how to speak their language. One of our students, Veronica, had fewer than 500 followers when she hit her first 11K month. She didn't post more, she posted smarter. Every caption was written with a specific dream client in mind, and it was the people who were ready to invest that she was talking to. It wasn't about reaching everyone. It was about reaching the right people. Would you rather have 50,000 followers who love your aesthetic but can't afford your work, or 500 followers who are waiting for your next opening? Focus on the human behind the numbers. Build relationships, not reach.
Myth 3, high-ticket clients aren't on social media. And staying on the theme of social media, a lot of new designers believe that high-ticket clients aren't on social media, but that's completely untrue. Everybody uses social media. Just think about all of the celebrities and famous people you know who are on social media. Where do you think business owners are spending their time? They're on LinkedIn sharing insights. They're on Instagram posting about the life of a founder. They're on Twitter looking at market trends and discussing business topics. And sometimes they're on hidden private accounts. Some of my biggest clients, I'm talking $15,000 projects, $12,000 projects, came from people who were following me that owned really big businesses, but they were following me from their personal account. And that's how they found my videos, from their personal account. It wasn't a business account. It wasn't a brand account. So I had no idea that they were even watching my stuff. And you could have somebody in your audience right now who has a really big business that's following you and thinking about hiring you without you even knowing it. And that's exactly why you should be positioning yourself as a premium designer on social media and making content that's going to attract high-ticket clients, because you never know who is watching.
Before I get into the fourth myth, I wanted to pause here because I know this might already be stirring something in you. Maybe you're realizing that these beliefs have been quietly sitting in the background for years. Maybe you've been doing everything right on paper, posting, designing, staying consistent, but still not seeing consistent income. That's exactly why we created the free 90-day action plan. It's a step-by-step roadmap that shows you how to scale to your first 10K month without burning out or second-guessing yourself. It's designed for designers who are ready to finally make their business growth feel predictable, not accidental. You can grab it in the description below. It's completely free and we made it for you. Myth number 4, you need years of experience to charge premium rates. This keeps so many talented designers undercharging. You've been told get experience first, but what that really means is wait longer to believe in yourself. The truth is, experience doesn't automatically create value. Understanding does. Clients don't care how many years you've been designing. What they care about is this going to get me results? And can she actually do this? They care about how deeply you understand their industry, their business, their audience, and their goals. We've seen designers with less than 6 months experience land a 5K project because they knew how to ask better questions. Meanwhile, designers with 3 years experience are charging $500 for logos because they haven't learned how to communicate value. Your time in the field doesn't define your worth. Your ability to create transformation does. If you can clearly show how your creative work impacts revenue, reputation, and reach, your rate is already justified. It's not about how long you've been doing it. It's how well you can translate design into results.
Myth number 5, you need a design degree to be successful. Universities and society has convinced everyone that a degree equals success, and that's just simply not true. This is coming from someone who has a bachelor's degree in design that graduated valedictorian and has also taught hundreds of self-taught designers. I know designers with expensive degrees who aren't even working in creative fields anymore, and I've also personally taught self-taught creatives who are now making multi-6 figures a year running their own design studios. You don't need a degree. You need the right skill set, strategy, and approach to running your design business. I don't think I've ever had a single client ask me if I had a degree or not, because that's not what they care about. They don't care if I have a piece of paper that says I spent years learning about this subject. They care about the results I'm going to bring to their business. And I know how to position myself as a high-ticket designer. I have a portfolio that backs up everything I say. So when clients go to hire me, that's what they're looking at. They're looking at my portfolio. They're looking at the transformations I brought to other clients. And that's why they inquire. It's not because I have a degree. Stop letting this idea of not having a formal education or not having enough years of experience hold you back from charging more for your services.
Myth number 6 is that you should charge based on time. And boy, do I hate this myth. This one might sting, but it's one of the most important shifts that you'll ever make. You've probably heard things like charge your worth or raise your hourly rate, but if you're still pricing by the hour, you're accidentally keeping yourself in a cycle of exhaustion and limitation. Time-based pricing turns your creativity into a clock. And when you start charging for your time, you're saying the hours are valuable, not your expertise. But the truth is your clients aren't buying hours. They're buying a result, a feeling, and a transformation. A 5K logo isn't about the pixels on a screen. It's about the 100K in recognition, credibility, and sales that come afterwards. When you start charging based on the transformation that you provide instead of the time that you spent, everything changes. When a 5K project becomes your normal, that's when your calendar fills with clients who respect you. That's when you finally start to feel like the CEO that you are, not just an employee of your own hustle.
So those are 6 common myths we hear from designers about why they're not where they want to be. And at the end of the day, these are not true reasons that you're not seeing success in your design business. These are just myths that you've been taught to believe. It's an easy excuse as to why you haven't got the results you want to get yet. It's easy to tell ourselves, well, if I just had a bunch of followers like them, I'd be successful. Or if I just lived in a big city, I'd be successful. When we have students hitting $11,000 months who don't even have a big following yet. We had our student Carrie booked her first $7,000 project and she has like a few hundred followers. So these are truly just false beliefs that are holding you back from the income you deserve. And hopefully you now feel a little bit more empowered to go out there and book those high ticket clients without these false beliefs stopping you.
As I said earlier, we put together that 90-day action plan to help you implement what we teach and actually see results in your design business. It's simple, it's clear, and it's proven. And if you start today, you could be hitting your first 10K month in just 3 months. The link is in the description. And if this video resonated, make sure to like, subscribe, and click over to our next video on why you should quit your job and go all in on your design business. Because once you see what's possible, you won't want to keep playing it small. Bye.